Welcome back to our YouTube channel Aman Codes. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about if else statement. So in previous episode, we have discussed about simple if statement. So these are the conditional statements we have. So we have four conditional statements. In previous episode, we have completed simple if statement. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about if else statement. So let's see what is if else statement. So before seeing the content of if else statement, we are going to discuss with the syntax. So let's see the syntax. So if is a keyword, if test condition, and this is indentation symbol. So after indentation symbol, we have to provide the statements with some tab space. So by using one tab space, after this indentation symbol, give one tab space, then continue the statements. Statement 1, statement 2 up to statement n. So this is if block. So up to this is if block we already seen in previous episode. There is no test condition in else block. So else indentation symbol. So inside this else block, after one tab space, we have to declare statement 1 1, statement 1 2 up to statement 1n. This block is known as else block. This block is known as if block. So this is if else block. This is another statements that are present in our program after if else block. So the program flow is coming to if it is going to test the condition. If the test condition is going to be true, then it is going to execute this statement 1 to n. This block is known as the indentation block of statement 1. So whenever this condition becomes true, it is going to execute indentation block 1, it is going to be executed. So if the test condition is going to be false, so if the test condition is false, then it is going to execute the else part. So in else we have another block of statement. So this block of statement is known as indentation block of statement. If the test condition is false in this if, it is going to comes else block. In this else, it is going to execute indentation block 2 statements. So after executing these statements, it is going to execute the other statements which are present in the program. So if the test condition is true, it is going to execute these statements. So after executing of if block, it is directly coming to other statements to be executed. If the test condition false, it will directly go to the else block, and after executing this else block statements, it is going to execute other statements that are present in the program. So in if else statement, this is the flow. So try to understand flow chart of this if else statement. So this is entry. Here it is going to check the test condition. Test condition is going to be checked here, verified here. If the test condition is true, when if the test condition true, there is going to happen one possibility. If the test condition becomes false, see here, false, it is going to happen. So here one possibility is there. So even though test condition is false, test condition is true, one thing is going to happen, that is executing of other programs that are present. So see here, entry is coming from here. So test condition is going to be checked. So test condition is going to be verified. If the test condition is true, then it is going to execute indentation block of statements 1. So this indentation block of statement 1 is also called as if block. So it is going to execute if block statements. Whenever the test condition is true, it is going to execute this indentation block 1. So after executing this indentation block 1, it is going to execute the other statements in the program, right? So entry is coming from here. If the test condition is verified as false, then it is going to execute this indentation block 2. So see here, it executes indentation block 2. So indentation block 2 is also known as else block, right? So after executing this else block statements, it is going to execute the other statements which are present in the program. So the flow chart is simple. When the test condition is true, it is going to execute this indentation block 1, and it also execute other statements that are present in the program. If the test condition is false, it is going to execute indentation block 2 and it is going to execute other statements that are present in the program. So this is the flow chart of if else statement. So let's see the explanation. If and else are the keywords. So yes, if and else are keywords in this Python. If test condition is true, PVM executes the indentation block 1 and later executes other statements in the program. See here what I said. If the test condition is true, it is going to execute indentation block 1. So this statement 1 to n is known as indentation block 1. It is going to execute this block and it is also going to execute other statements in the program. See, later it going to execute other statements in the program, right? When if the test condition is false, PVM is going to execute indentation block 2 and later it is going to execute other statements in the program. See, when test condition is false, it is directly coming to else part and this indentation block 2 is going to be executed. Here, after executing this indentation 2 block, it is going to execute these other statements that are present in this program. So let's see the practical examples of if-else statement. So I'm going to create a new Python file. In previous episode, we have did this palindrome program in Python ternary operator, right? So now we are going to do that program by using if-else statements. See here, I'm going to take value as an input from the user. So I'm going to take input directly because it can be string or it can be integer. Enter a string or else number also. So see here, I'm going to declare like this. So come to here syntax. So see syntax, we are declared first if test condition. Now I'm going to declare if the test condition is like this. See, so if value is this is equals to value of this. If test condition, our test condition like this. If the value is equals to reverse of that value, then trying to print the indentation block 1 in the sense print is a palindrome like that. So this statement comes under indentation block 1 statements. So here I'm going to declare else part. In our program we are declared this if block. Now we are going to mention this else block. See here else indentation symbol and then indentation block 2. See here I'm declaring else indentation symbol and indentation block 2. Now after that we are going to declare other statements that are present in the program. See here after this all I'm going to use one simple print statement like this. Thanks for using this program. So I am going to execute this program. See it is going to ask enter a string or number. Here I'm going to give like this level level as a string. See, level is a palindrome and thanks for using the program. So better to understand the flow. Here the flow is coming to here line number 2. It is taking the input. After taking the input from the user, it is going to test the test condition. If test condition, so entered value is equals to reversed of that value. Then if that is true, it is going to execute indentation block of statement 1. So see, yes, whatever the user entered, reverse of that also true. When the test condition becomes true, it is going to execute indentation block 1, right? So see here, indentation block 1 is executed. Dash is a palindrome. Here, level is a palindrome, right? After executing this if block, it is going to execute other statements that are present in the program. So this is the flow when the test condition becomes true. See here, when the test condition becomes false, the flow is going to be changed like this. See, I'm going to run, number is going to like this. So it is not a palindrome. See, try to understand the flow first. So user is going to give some input here. After giving input, it is going to test the test condition. So then test condition becomes a false. So if test condition becomes false, it is not going to execute this indentation block 1. So it goes to the else part and execute this indentation block. See here we got output as dash is not a palindrome. See here we got output, right? So user entered 1 2 3 4 5. It is not a palindrome. We got output. So after executing this else block, so it will execute other statements that are present in the program. So other statement is thanks for using the program. So we got output as thanks for using the program, right? So this is the flow when the test condition becomes false. So in previous episode, we have done this example, program for accepting any digit and displaying its name, right? So in previous episode, we have did by using simple if, right? So now I'm going to do this program by using if else statements. Here, the first two statements are simple. So D is going to take an input from the user. So if that input is equals to 0, then it is going to print 0 is 0. End user entered input is not is equals to 0. So then what you do in the sense, so try to come to else part and try to declare like this. In else part, another if else. So another in else part, another if else. Like that. Like we are going to use nested if else. So in else, I'm going to declare if. And in that else, I'm going to declare another if. Like that, we are going to create ladder if or nested if else. See here, once you try to observe, you can easily understand this concept. If D is equals to 1, in the sense user entered input is 1, then it is going to print 1 is 1. So see here, I'm going to declare here else. For this if, I'm going to declare else. In else, I'm going to declare another if. So like that we have to do continue up to 9, right? So for this else, I'm going to declare here if D is equals to 3, print 3. For that if, I'm going to declare else. See here else, and for this else, I'm going to take another if. If D is equals to 4, print 4. Like that, I'm going to declare. Wait a minute, it is going to take some time. So if 5, then 5. Next, and else part. In this else part, I'm going to declare another if. So this type of statements is known as nested. Next here, for this, I'm going to declare else. And for this else, I'm going to declare if D is equals to 8, then print 8. D is equals to 9, print 9 is 9, right? So here I'm going to declare else print. So for this if, I'm going to declare one else. That is, in this else, I'm going to declare like this. I'm going to declare invalid input. When it is going to be invalid input, when user entered apart from these digits. If user entered a 10, it is going to print invalid input. So see here, and apart from these all statements, apart from this all if else, I'm going to declare here like this. See here, thank you for using this program. This is an other statements that are present in this program. So try to understand this program. Yesterday's simple if program, which is completed in 22 lines. See here, 22 lines, right? Today's program, we are using 35 lines, right? So let's try to understand how it is going to be work. Now I'm going to execute this program. See, I'm going to enter a number called 10. We got output as C, invalid output, right? Why? From 0 to 9 only we have to give input, right? So that is the reason invalid input. It is going to execute remaining statements in that program, right? So that is the reason we got output as thank you for using the program. So the main thing is this if is going to true, it is going to execute this statement, and after this statement execution, it is not going to execute this all statements. And so when we are using this if else statements, here we got output as true. So here the test condition we got true. After that we got output 0 is 0 or something else. Then after getting output, it is not going to check all statements that are present in the program. Directly it is going to check whether there is other statements apart from this else if. Yes, there one statement we have. That statement is going to print as an output, right? So if I try to execute again and I'm trying to print 0 here. Now I'm trying to enter 0. We got 0 is 0. After this 0 is 0, it is not going to check whether this condition is true or not. I'm going to declare here 5. See, we got output 5 as 5. So once check the flow, it is going to check here. D is equals to 0. In the sense, 5 is equals to 0. No, false. It is going to come to else part. In the else part, we are declared again if it is going to check 5 is equals to 1, no, false, else part. So 5 equals to 2, no, else part. 5 equals to 3, no, else part it is going. Next, 5 is equals to 4, no, false, else part. 5 equals to 5, yes, true. It is going to print 5 is 5. After executing this block, it is not going to execute or not going to check another else blocks or if blocks. When you come and observe in this simple if, even though we got output here, it is going to verify the remaining conditions. It is time taking process, right? So it is time consuming process, but it is going to store more memory, right? So for this, we want more memory space. See here, previous example, we have 22 lines only. So this example, we have 35 lines. So in order to store this program, we want more memory space, right? So in order to improve the performance of this simple if, we are using this if else, right? In order to improve the performance and the memory space, in order to store the program in less memory space, we are going to use if elif else statement. So in that if elif else statement, we are going to overcome these problems. Which problems? Performance problem and space problem is going to overcome by using the third conditional statement, that is known as if elif else statement. So we are going to discuss this third statement in upcoming episodes. So that's all for today's episode. In today's episode, we are discussed if else statement. I hope you all understand. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Aman Codes. Thank you so much for watching.